Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. You guys know me. I'm always the positive guy, smiling through the madness, kind of like this meme right here. I thought that was maybe a funny representation of the way things are going in FC26 and the way that I seem to feel about them. Now, partially that's who I am because it's just who I am. Positive, genuinely positive person. But partially it's because I still enjoy playing this game of FC26 just a little bit less than I used to. And I think that's where a lot of people are in relation to this game. Just recently, I feel like I figured out why I think FC26 is seeing a huge drop in viewers, in hype, and in overall fun times on this game. And yesterday's content kind of caused me to drop into this headspace of wanting to discuss it. We haven't talked about stuff like this on the channel for a while, guys, and it's been honestly too long that we've had some discussions like this. Why is the game going the way that it is going in right now? You've seen a lot of people discuss this stuff on Twitter and on other social platforms and other YouTube videos as well, and I haven't kind of made my own video talking about this sort of thing, but it's because I was still kind of trying to figure things out, and I feel like I've got the reasons why I believe this game is moving in the direction that it is. Now, like always, we're going to take a look forward to today's content on Sunday as well, because maybe EA can drop something good today that would turn this thing around and get the game headed back into a good direction. Maybe, right? Okay, well, hey, if you relate with this video at all today, drop a thumbs up on it, hype the video so maybe some more people can see it, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. But let's get right into that conversation, because that is truly what I want to talk about for most of the video today, guys, is what yesterday's content brought out of me in terms of feelings. It made me come up with the 3 reasons that I think are to blame for FC falling off. The first reason I think FC is falling off right now is leaks. We already know what's happening 95% of the time when we log into this game. We knew about the Nico Jackson and the Zabarni Showdown, which is a great SBC set, by the way. They're both cheap, and they're giving us a chance to get involved with one of the best UCL games that we could ever possibly see, the second leg of this insane matchup, which should be the UCL final in itself. Like, I want to get involved with that. The real-life football to FC connection is crazy here. The cards are pretty cheap as well. You take a look at the SBC price. We're down at 43,000 coins for those. That's very good. But again, this was leaked. So was Garasi. It's leaked days beforehand, and it's leaked the day of. So we literally know every day what content is going to be dropping right before it drops. I will continue to stress this point for as long as I'm playing this game, guys. Leaks kill the ability for us to be surprised on this game. EA will say, and they've actually said this to my face, that they don't notice a big difference in engagement from when there's leaks to when there were no leaks. And I actually think I'm going to disagree with them on that. Right now, I'm going to take you guys behind the curtain and show you my YouTube analytics. This is for a video that we dropped just this last week. And you look at the retention here. This basically shows you how long somebody who watches the video and clicks on the video is staying on the video, right? Below typical retention here to start off. Not a good start for me, I guess. That was bad YouTubing. But get to this little spot here where you see a nice little spike, little peak on the graph, up to 62%. And you see, well, what are we talking about at this time that people didn't want to click away from the video? It was because we were talking about leaks, the official stats of the Bundesliga team of the season. But it's not just that sort of engagement that I think EA is talking about. And people have been interested in leaks for a long time because it does help you plan. That's the positive thing with leaks. We'll touch on that again in a second too. But what we're seeing now is the constant leak effect that sets expectations every time we see a leak. And then that expectation has to be delivered upon, or else you're bummed. I actually looked this up, guys. It's called expectation disconfirmation. It's a psychology term. And when it happens repeatedly, we have letdown. Not to mention, it just feels shady to me that people have these leaks and they're charging people money to buy cards in the market before the leaks come out. That's literally insider trading to a T. But a game without leaks, it's simpler. You have way lower expectations so that disconfirmation or whatever isn't happening. Now, of course, there is positive value in leaks like we just talked about. You get to prepare for things like big Evos or SBCs that are going to be coming out, and there is value in that too. But I would really enjoy a leak-free game because of the surprise factor and because of the fact that if you don't know what's coming out, then you log in without knowing. and you don't have a preconceived notion about what that content might be. Like for this last Friday evolution that we just had, I was a little bit underwhelmed by the Evo that we actually got because I saw concepts on Twitter that these leakers were posting of 96 pace and 95 dribbling Ousmane Dembele's. That is not at all even close to what the cards look like coming out of that evolution. Sure, you get a third place stop plus, but that creates the expectation. And when that is not delivered upon, that is where we have the letdown over and over. So that is why I don't like leaks. I know leaks are helpful. I know that I talk about leaks a lot here on the YouTube channel. You have to stay ahead of this game. But that's one of the things that I really do not like, and I think it's hurting this game. Now, the second thing that I think is one of the reasons why FC is dying is the constant cycle of promos, and leaks are a part of this too. But it's the constant, every single Friday, new promo cards are coming out, new promo packs are coming in the store, and it's that repetitive nature and that cycle that we've been on now for about 7 years. Guys, it was FIFA 19. I'll remember it forever. It was FIFA 19 when a community manager from EA posted in pitch notes that they were going to be moving towards a daily engaging content sort of thing. I was there and it was super exciting because we were still in the early days of content. This, guy named Yashir, I don't know if you guys remember him back in the old days. He was a community manager. He was like, yeah, we're moving towards this. Everybody was excited about it because we wanted more content. We wanted more. We wanted more. But after like 6-7 years of almost having that same cycle, it's become tiresome. And there's so much to keep up with on this game, guys. It's hard to keep up with. Now, as I say that, I'm enjoying the daily content that we have because that's what we kind of log in for every day to see what's new. And there's a part of that that we really do enjoy, the daily engaging content of the new SBCs, the EVOs, doing our daily SBCs that refresh and stuff like that. But at the same time, there just needs to be a simplicity to this game. It just needs to take a step backwards, right? We've had big changes like evolutions, and we've had unlimited repeatable SBCs over the course of time that have changed the way that we look at content. But it's just the repetitiveness that I feel is contributing to things being stale on this game. It's just that same cycle over and over. Like, even if you take a look at some of my YouTube videos, I feel it myself. Like, every week we're like, all right, here's the next promo leaks. On a Monday, we say this like every single week. On a Monday, we're like getting leaks for the next promo team for the League One team of the season. We're probably going to see those this Monday, and that's like, oh, official stats for leaks come out on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we know what's happening there. There is something cool about new cards coming out on a Friday night and like cards to chase after, big content on Friday nights. Like, that is cool. But also at the same time, it's just like the repetitiveness, I think, has bored us to death maybe a little bit as well. So I don't know how EA fixed that. I don't have a tangible way or an idea where EA fixed that. Dropping less promos doesn't seem like something that they would want to do. Simplifying and dropping less content in general doesn't seem like something they'd want to do as well. But I think there's got to be some sort of happy medium between what we have right now that is like hard to keep up with and super crazy, and what we had in the past that was too simple to a degree because we didn't know how good things could get. So that's the second reason, the constant repetitiveness. The third thing that I think is hurting FC right now is definitely has to be mentioned, the gameplay, right? Now, I would say FC 26 is better than FC 25. The left stick dribbling, the one frame passing, huge W. But play styles are still too OP. IMO, in my opinion, that is the fundamental problem with content regarding gameplay, because it completely changes the way that we look at a card, right? That's why when we have a leaked SBC for Leonard Carl, who just came out, we're like, oh, I want to see his playstyles. I want to see his playstyle pluses, because that's what really makes or breaks the card in this game. A card is only usable if they have the right playstyles, and if they're not, then GG's, that card's not usable, and it just creates more frustration when a card doesn't have those playstyles. Also, it kind of creates a situation where EA can't create more unique players. Like, I'm looking at this card yesterday, the Garassi card, finesse, power shot, and quick step. In like real life, this Garassi should have enforcer, precision header, and then maybe, finesse or power shot could be on his card as well. But like, those would be the playstyle pluses that suit him. He still has those as playstyle base, but it's like EA know that literally nobody would do this SBC if he had finesse, enforcer, and the precision header. They could give him out as a free card, and probably only Dortmund fans, or maybe if you're from Guinea, would do this SBC and get this card, So That's the situation with playstyles. We used to have a game in where playstyles were balanced, and this was the first year that playstyles were a thing, right? In FC24. So I think that this is still possible. I think there is a way where they can make playstyles unique and they can mean something, but also it's not the only thing that we care about when we look at a card. Like this FC24 Timo Werner, chip shot and power shot, but he was so freaking broken because he had crazy stats for the time that we were in the game. So that's the third thing that I think is a big problem with this game. And it's, of course, something that's been happening over the course of this entire game. We've noticed the thing about playstyles with leaks and with the competitive nature of promos, or the repetitive nature of promos. But those are the three reasons, right? There's so many intricacies in all these conversations as well that we can't talk in full depth about. Like we could talk about, you know, other pieces of content like evolutions. Are evolutions, regardless of leaks, like hurting the game? And I think you could make a point for and against those. But honestly, guys, what I'm looking for with this game and the way that it's headed right now, and with the trajectory of things not being very hyped during Team of the Season, heading into a World Cup, is like, I'm hoping for a banging World Cup in terms of content. Because when you watch a lot of football, like, you just want to get on this game. I still think that this game is the best way to connect with the sport of football on a virtual level. I truly believe that. And I find that when I watch more football, I want to play this game more, which sounds maybe a little bit more crazy, but I don't know. It's just the connection, right? It is just the connection. And with the World Cup again upcoming, like, I think about some of the fun content that we've had EA come up with some really fun ideas for content in this year and in last year and in previous years that just don't seem to be coming out right now. And I hope they just kind of, like, you know, take the lid off, or like, it feels like they're bottling things up right now in terms of content. Just let it fly, man. Not in terms of stats and playstyle pluses and ratings and stuff, but like just unique content, cool stuff, little things like this, like the score 40 goals in one game of squad battles on beginner, that sort of thing. I know we had like a score 15 one recently, but like, let the unique fun content like that fly. And I think that's the sort of stuff that would shake this game up a little bit and at least be more interesting. By the way, I do want to mention this as well. A couple of weeks ago, I was on a Foot Weekly podcast with Josh and Nepenthes. Here's a little screenshot of it right here. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. Just Foot Weekly podcast. But I kind of want to end this whole topic by mentioning this podcast and then mentioning one more thing, because this was a great conversation that we had here with some more points on this and some more in-depth detail on why we feel like this game is in the state that it is in right now. And there's a lot more thoughts in that one. I mean, of course, I can only put so many thoughts into a video like this one today, but make sure you go and check this one out. Now, I'll end the conversation with this. I'm more skeptical than ever heading into FC27, and I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks, and I think it's because, especially after how EA sold us on FC26, it didn't feel good kind of being lied to, in a sense, if you guys know what I mean. Like, they told us they were going to listen this year. The club is yours. They were going to be giving us feedback. And at the very beginning of the year, they were very communicative. They told us a lot. They showed us some cool stuff. And then it all went radio silent. And it now kind of feels like that we've been lied to. So it's going to be hard for a lot of us, myself included, to hear from EA in the build up to FC27, because you know that's going to happen again. Whatever new feature, whatever open world mode they're going to be coming out with this fall, they're going to try to hype it up. And I'm going to be interested to see what they say. I will be there for it. Like, I will be there for FC27 for sure. But I'm going to be more skeptical than ever before because of how this last year went. And if they just come out and say, yeah, you know what, we messed up, we're actually going to do more of that this year, like, and we're actually going to do it. Like, if EA just made themselves likable and explain things to us, not saying that EA can be likable to a certain degree, but if they actually put effort towards, like, allowing the community to understand why they do things and why they don't do things sometimes, and just being open and honest with us, especially when they make mistakes, man. If they make a mistake and say, oh yeah, you know, due to an issue with your account or due to a whatever unforeseen circumstance, right? They use that word all the time. No, if you messed up something, just say, yeah, guys, we fricked up and we messed up the pack weight. So instead of doing this, we're going to do this to make it right. And then, like, that's the sort of stuff, man. If they can do that, then I think this game would have a lot better traction as well, because people wouldn't just hate EA for being EA. But that's something that they have created for themselves. I don't see that changing. Anyway, that was a little bit of a aside that I didn't expect to put in today's video, but I'll end it with this. What do you guys think about what we just talked about? Do you think that leaks, repetitive content, and the gameplay and the way that we talked about it with playstyles are the reason that FC is dying? Are there other things that you think, I say dying, at least less hype at the moment? Like, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this matter, in this situation. But without further ado, let's get into some of the content that may be coming today on Sunday. We got to keep things moving, guys. First of all, we have finally got the big SBC that a lot of people have been looking forward to after the Leonard Carl and the Di Maria. Of course, we're talking about leaks. We know what's coming, right? Leaks. Teo Hernandez's SBC is expected today. Now, once again, this is his official card. He's back, they're saying, with the Quick Step, the Bruiser, and the Jockey Plus. 94 pace, 92 dribbled, 90 defending, and 91 physicality. He looks decent. He just needs to be affordable. And so far during Bundesliga Tots, like we started off with the Garasi, the Carl, and the Di Maria, all the SBCs have been affordable. But the interesting thing is with this Teo today, like let's say that Teo SBC is like a couple 100,000 coins. We are also leaked to be getting a max 89 left back Evo that's going to take us to 3 PlayStyle Pluses. This was leaked a couple of days back as well. We're finally getting this today. Allegedly, as one of the leakers said yesterday, both Teo and the left back Evo are today. So if you've got other tradable left backs in your team, I'd be very careful with them right now, especially if they're like a couple 100,000 coins, because a good Evo plus a Teo SBC might actually hurt a lot of left backs on the market today. Now, the question is, how good is the Evo in comparison to the SBC? It's going to be very easy to side-by-side compare today. They drop Teo SBC. We'll look at this Teo or maybe this Teo from the Evo and be like, okay, well, the Evo's better or the SBC is better. I think it's probably going to come down to the play styles. We do not have those leaked, I believe, at the moment for this max 89 left back Evo, but it does take you to 3 PS Pluses, which is good. I bet it would be paid as well if it's going to take you to 3 Playstyle Pluses. And again, with however much it is costing, that's a direct correlation to how much the Evo is going to boost up the stats. I mean, 100,000 coins for the cut-in, say less, as we talked about yesterday. I think those stats could have been boosted more, but since they weren't, and you just went to the 3rd Playstyle Plus, EA did require 100K for that, which I don't necessarily love, but I think that's kind of the one thing you can look at with a new Evo when it's coming out to see how good is it going to be. Well, how much does it cost? Because I would imagine that 3 Playstyle Plus left back Evo would be paid. Now, also today on Sunday, one of the things that I'm looking out for is a new icon player pick. The Encore icon player pick that we have right now is expiring today. And if you remember, the icon pack that we had last week added in Trophy Titans, and it's very cheap and it was really good. 85, 86, 87 rated squads. They finally made an icon pack that was solid. I wonder if they're going to make the icon pick solid today as well. So just watch out for that. As I talk about this, by the way, I'm going to open my 84 or 83 by 8, which is the Bundesliga league specific pack that we had yesterday too as a part of content. I kind of skipped over talking about some of the other parts of content during our rant there, but I'll finish talking about what's today and then we'll maybe look back at a little bit from yesterday one more time. But in relation to an icon player pick, what would I buy? Well, as I tweeted out yesterday, literally buying 85s every day is free coins. These cards will be buyable on bid for 1,000 coins after Squad Battle Rewards today. Get on bids and buy them for 1,000 coins. I would also tell you to get on bids for Team of the Season cards once again today. 20K now for the 93 rated. This is very good. Get those on bids under 20K, like 19,000 coins would be amazing. Those are still going to be in demand for SBCs. I'd also try to get 89s on bid. Like, guys, these might be like 4K. These could legitimately be 4,000 coins on bid today. I would get them there because we still have SBCs that people are completing. And if EA do release a good icon pick today and a good Teo Hernandez, you actually could see some fodder that would move up, not just today, but also through the rest of the week. So I like that fodder as a little bit of an investment. Now, we're probably going to get a player SBC today too, maybe along with the Teo, and we probably will get, we probably won't get another Evo. We may get another SBC along with Teo, but it'll probably be the Teo Evo at left back and the Teo SBC. I say the Teo Evo because I'm imagining most people are going to put him into it. But let's open this 83 by 8 pack and then talk about the market because, guys, as yesterday on Saturdays, we always see a purple in this pack, first of all. As we always saw yesterday, we have seen a huge crash in the market in terms of prices of Team of the Season cards in packs. That's what I'm trying to say. Burger, add that to the counter. Garasi in there as well. Nice. I think there's actually a really good chance of that team of the season from an 83 by 8 pack. So make sure you're doing that one every single day. It's cheaper as well. But guys, look at these prices. 4.6 mil for Harry Kane, 1.4 for Kimmich, 700 for Jonathan Tah. Even some of the cheaper cards. Vuskovic is now only 85,000 coins. Pavlovic is 68K. I sold him for 135 yesterday. Upamecano's under 200. Stiller is 400. Crazy price drops on all these cards as expected. I would imagine that these cards would drop a little bit more today on Sunday. That's also been a part of the trend. If we get good content today, you know, you want to be careful with some of the cheaper cards because people may be selling a card or two to go do the Teo, to go do the Evo that will be coming out. So just be careful with these cards once again. But if you want to buy them for your team, I think you're looking at a late night tonight on Sunday, maybe tomorrow on Monday or even Tuesday as a decent time to do that. These cards have gotten way down in price to more believable levels, but also at the same time, I think they can drop a little bit lower. So I'd be very careful with that. Now, the rest of the market, like I've been trying to keep an eye on Premier League team of the season cards. These are not really crashing. You know, a couple here or there, like VVD's 2 mil. That's down bad, right? But then others like Semenyo is still doing great. You know, Ekitike, Soboslai, Timber, Cherokee. Timber did really good yesterday. He was upwards. Yeah, he's 240,000 coins. Really, really nice rise. So the Prem Tots cards, for the most part, are actually not crashing this weekend. There's enough coins on the market for these cards to be maintaining their values. Even with the good SBC content that we have had, these cards are still doing okay. Again, except for the card like the VVD here, who's down under 2 million coins, who's actually pretty tempting for me to buy for a trade, but I'm probably not going to test that out there. These cards feel a little bit safer to me now than they did before. I know we were saying that maybe they're good to sell, but you might be okay to hold on to them. Again, the thing with content that we were kind of just talking about is what is EA going to do to spice things up in the next couple of days or the next week of Team of the Season that is going to make these TOTS cards drop? It would have to be crazy Evos that are paid that would drain coins from the market, or it would have to be like outrageous SBCs that would make people sell cards because the new players in the SBCs or in Evos would be like crazy, crazy, crazy. So, I mean, that's a good sign for Team of the Season still. I don't believe that these prices, especially on cards like Serie A's, who have gone up so much, I don't think these prices are sustainable long term. Like, I don't think all of these TOTS are just going to continue to rise. The more Team of the Season leagues that come out, the more SBCs we get, the more content we get in general, usually means that these earlier week Team of the Season cards just end up dropping overall. But what is the inflection point? What is going to be the turnaround of these cards that have just been rising since they were in packs? Sure, like Bremer has come down. I think that's because you have some really good center backs in Bundesliga TOTS and also in the Saudi League TOTS. But like for the rest of these guys like McTominay, there's going to be a point in which they turn and they go down and they drop. But when is that going to be? Kind of the same thing with the Premier League TOTS as well. We just don't know when that is going to be. So right now, the prices just continue to move in a pretty positive direction. So that's a good thing, I guess, if you have any of those cards. But let's open our 83 times 14s to finish off the video today. Kind of an all over the place video, I'll be 100% honest. But I just wanted to get my thoughts in there about the state of the game and talk with you guys about that, you know, and continue to kind of discuss that as we go through the future and not just be, you know, ignoring the fact that the game is in the state that it is in. And of course, hopefully, try to bring some good feedback for EA as well, if they're listening. Who knows if they're listening or not these days. But just try to bring some good feedback to maybe inspire a little bit of change. Just maybe. Like, the more feedback that we give, positive, not positive feedback, but feedback in a positive manner, in a nice way, I just think the better that comes across to EA, the more they're willing to listen to it and stuff like that. And also, like I mentioned, for EA being able to just tell more and, you know, reveal more and just like, I don't know, be not nicer is the word, but just open up more to the community. If they kind of showed us like, hey, we're not doing this because of this, or like we're not doing monthly red rewards because of X, Y, or Z situation, I would love to hear why they would say that, right? More explanations, the more communication, the more we can hear from them, the better. So that's a long yap session video for me today. Done, Chad. Again, let me know in the comments what you feel about the whole FC26 discussion thing. I'm sure we'll be talking about it this more, especially in relation to FC27. We'll be seeing if EA do address some of the things that we feel are hurting this game and the way you feel about things. I'd also love to hear your guys' experience, how you feel about this game. Why is it worth it or why is it not worth it for you to play? And that'd be really nice to hear down below in the comments as well. Anyways, that's going to be the video for me today, guys. I will see you in a YouTube video tomorrow. Stream for today is a little bit uncertain, but I will see you there for sure. Have a great Sunday, and I will catch you guys here pretty soon. And up the Spurs. We need to catch up these 3 points. We got to beat Villa. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.